Yo, what up, everybody? It's Crypto Okie. Let's go. Let's go. Crypto. All right. Let's go ahead and start with the monthly, and we'll kind of go through. We'll just go straight down the list. It's kind of in terms of how I'm kind of relatively bullish on these coins. Just because XRP is already pumped. Well, I still expect it to pump even further than the other guys, but I really have been digging Monero lately. All right. Monthly, we came back down to January's low, and we're coming off it. So this looks beautiful so far. Tons of time left in the month, of course, but I'm expecting higher prices. I'm just going to put on some targets here. I have a target of $720. First is $540, I think. Kind of coming out of this, but these are kind of my targets. 720. I don't really love the way it's hard to put them on here, but these are kind of my targets going into late 2025, I guess, later this, based off symmetrical triangle action, double bottom. So if we take the $1,000. I mean, I think it's going to go up to like $4,000, to be honest with you. But these are kind of some targets I got. Actually, I don't like that. It's unnecessary. All right, let's go to. Let's see if we got any more indicators I want to put up here. I mean, and you can see back in 2020, these once we get the RSI over 60, that's kind of the beginning of the big pump. So I think we've kicked off, especially the last closing in December really kicked it off. But I think we got about 3 to 12 months of pretty bullish price action here. Of course, we have red months within these bull runs, but I mean, if you look there's the COVID lows, but if you kick it off here in this September area, there's a lot of green ahead of us. Let's see if there's any other indicators on it. CMF, this one shows also like throws in volume in here, so it's interesting. I guess we'd like to see it rise above the previous highs. Again, this month, we have so much time left. I'm not paying too much attention to the last little waggle. Covered curve. It's positive, and this is definitely a good sign, going higher above the zero, breaking the previous kind of high back here. So yeah, I mean, there's a few of these indicators show that there's a lot to the upside. CMF, you could say, when we get to these levels, it tops, but it can get out of control. As we see on XRP, it can really explode. So I'm pretty happy here. Weekly, I'm going to take these off. Another back test and then higher price action. We don't have a higher high yet, but I mean, this is great back test. I love the 20-week has crossed the 200-week moving average. That's extremely bullish. 20-week is sloping up at a pretty good rate. the 200. I think it will get going here up high. Let's see how many. Let's see. Let's take it back. Oh, this goes. Yeah. Okay. We're still throwing in these huge high averages from the previous top. So yeah, in about 6 weeks, this will really, this should really start to turn up. And if the price just goes higher, we can get that. But yeah, we'll lose those high numbers, and it'll kind of be able to turn up a little bit, which I do expect it to do. This is very, very beautiful. Again, you put any type of resistance here that was all the way back from May of 2022 that just broke out in December of 2024. So 2.5 years. We've been holding this. We haven't closed below, which has been beautiful. Had some back tests. I like that it didn't take out the lows here. That it had the strength to push up here. Still got 4 days left in the week, so we're halfway through, but I'm pretty happy about Monero. I kind of have this ascending wedge type pattern here, which I really just like the long wick from the other day of the crash. Yesterday, I mean, it was an okay day, closed below the 20, which isn't great, but it's not a huge deal. We've closed below it before. As long as we're kind of hugging it, it seems not to be a big problem. So today, having a pretty good day. Obviously, we're only halfway through the day, so we'll see where that goes. It would be definitely nice if we close, above this 225 level, and we'll just kind of see from there. 4 hour, yep, held the 200 moving average. We're still in a bullish posture. I mean, you can clearly tell this is, on almost every time frame, this is up and to the right. It's not steep yet. It's not parabolic. It's not definitely bullish. But yeah, so Monero's looking great. Let's look at it. This one's also one of my most important charts here is against Bitcoin. Mostly bullish here. The only thing I don't love is this slope and how many touches we've had. That gives me pause or slight concern that we could drop lower. But on the flip side, I'm slightly more bullish here, but we need to get above this 200-day moving average, which we closed above it 2 days, but we were hugging it. Now we're kind of closing, we're below it, but hugging it. So let's see if we can get a clear break of this line and kind of make new highs. I mean, and I really like this kind of scoop and then V pattern here playing out. I think there's just big potential to the upside with Monero here. I like the narrative of the privacy coins, and yeah, I'm just obviously by my thumbnail, not a huge fan of the meme coins, especially this cycle. I mean, people think, oh, meme coins are the thing now. It's like, no, they're not. They had a great run in COVID, I think, because just random people had money, and that was the play. And kudos. But the plays, they rarely repeat. I mean, even with Ethereum, it had it had the ICO craze in 2017. Then it had a new narrative with the NFTs in 2021 that allowed it to pump. So with the meme coins, I mean, there's nothing. It was cool. There's memes, cool. But I don't see it this time. I mean, yeah, they're on Solana. Okay. They were on ETH. Now they're on Solana. Okay, cool. So everybody got wrecked on the memes. These coins that I'm kind of talking about held up much better. I mean, from the crash, if we just look at, let's just look at from the crash the other day, what the Trump tariff crash. Even if I don't even know where it began. It began kind of Sunday. Let's just say it began Saturday. I mean, Saturday night, wherever you want to call it. I mean, we're down 2.5%. We're down from the highs 6%. I mean, I highly doubt any of the meme coins held up this well. Okay, Monero did hold up the best out of almost all the coins, but yeah, I'm not a fan of meme coins this cycle because as I don't see the narrative, and I would like to make money, not lose money. So there's that. Let's go back here. Let's just check out the 4 hour. But again, we need to close above it and then close a day without touching the 200. And I like that the 20 is moving up. So I wonder what the Bollinger Bands. This is squeezing into something, and I think it's going to squeeze higher. The Bollinger Bands are not as tight as I would expect, to be honest. On the weekly. Yeah, they're not as tight as I would have thought. Here they were very tight, broke down. I kind of would have expected those to be a little tighter, but they're not. But that's okay. But again, this is bullish when you close above the Bollinger Bands. So I think we're moving up. We'll see. This is against Bitcoin too. So we'll see. Did I check the 4 hour? 4 hour, yeah. Against Bitcoin again, touched the 200 and moving up. So Monero's looking good. Here we go. The order book. Also, during the recovery, it had some selling. We're seeing some buying here. Yeah, still haven't quite cleared out this. I'm kind of curious if we have a thin order book with Monero, which is, could be good and bad. It just means it could be very volatile with just a little bit of money. I have a feeling that we have a pretty thin order book. So just a little bit of buying could really push the price higher. Obviously, on the flip side, a little bit of selling could make us dump. But I have a feeling it's bullish based on moving averages, price action. So I like Monero here. And this is kind of like, I'm kind of playing it for the cycle. That's kind of the way I'm doing it. I'm definitely not day trading, not even week. I really, there's a time and place for everything. And I believe the time right now is to position yourself for a big run rather than try to take profit, sell, buy, sell. I'm of the opinion that this is the time to kind of have your bags packed and kind of ride it up to levels to make big money, to be honest. I mean, not in a way, find levels where you think it could stop, but this is the 2025 play, so I'm not doing much as far as day trading or anything like that, but that's kind of the thought here is we're in an upward trend. We're kind of possibly, I believe, going into alt season, so this is the time to have the best cryptos, get 2, 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x, whatever. This is the time to really capitalize on that. Yeah, sure. 2023, 2024 was the time to kind of, okay, we're coming to resistance, take profit. We're coming to support, either buy or short, or, take profit on your short. But to me, the breakout has been activated, and you just want to kind of ride this thing. Ride the wave, ride the crypto wave. I should put my thumbnail. All right, let's go to the one and only Ripple. I would love to see this kind of candle on Monero. That'd be great. Yeah, I mean, retest, took out the lows. coming up. We're halfway above last month's candle, sorry. So that's great. I really think this is doing all right. I mean, especially with, I mean, it had $1 day the other day. That's pretty crazy from its top to bottom. Went down to like 178, even closed by like around 270. We'll look at it here in a second. But yeah, monthly looking great. And then kind of just to show you how the CMF can look when these things explode. I thought it looked much better. Maybe it's on the weekly. Yeah. So on the weekly, you know, I mean, in a way, I mean, this just shows you how much buying was going on. It could also indicate kind of a top, but you know, you can really blow past some of these numbers here. So I don't see too much cause for concern, especially with, you know, us breaking a new high. We're getting daily closes in the $3 range, or we're in the high $2. Love that wick. I still don't see, I don't know. It would be tough for me to just see us maybe we turn this one green, but to go to higher levels, I like us to just kind of let the 20 catch up, let the 200 kind of turn up more, kind of go sideways into, you know, summer essentially, and then catch another huge leg up. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. So again, bags are packed. We're not going tomorrow. We're not going next week, but the bags are ready, and we're going to the moon. We are going to the moon. So here we go, daily. Again, there's that day. So that dollar day that I'm talking about. So from top to bottom, okay, 99 cents, but you get the point. Close enough. That's crazy. But that is the kind of, you know, candle you want to see. We got to get above it to really indicate that it was the bottom, you know, for this little action. And based on the other cryptocurrencies, it does seem like most of them will be the bottom going forward. But again, we're well below the 20-day moving average. The 20-day is going to roll over, come down. So I expect us to kind of form some sort of ascending triangle here into February. And I expected us to go down into mid-February, but with us going, and I still do before, you know, but it could be because we already went down so much, it could be more of a sideways action. I think we're still going to have a little bit of another scare just to be like, before going higher. So yeah, I'm expecting us to kind of make some sort of ascending triangle here for most of the cryptos. I can see Monero's looks a lot different, and I can see it kind of shooting up while the other cryptocurrencies are kind of making some sort of consolidation. So, I mean, Monero's like the only crypto that's above its 200 moving average on the 4-hour. So here's kind of what I'm talking about. You know, it's not going to be too hard to break, but it's not going to be, I don't expect us to break it right away. I expect us to come into it maybe again. We didn't even touch it over here. And it was, you know, we had the crossover on the 4-hour. So, you know, these need to cross over. We retested kind of the breakdown zone. So there's nothing really to get too excited about. But other than just that we came off these lows. So I don't think below $2 is in the cards. But the low $2 is definitely something that I believe will happen here. And again, XRP versus Bitcoin just almost looks exactly like the dollar because it's moving with such pace and volatility. So it doesn't really, it's not really showing me much is what I'm saying. I mean, so we'll see here. Yeah, definitely bullish, more long-term, short-term. I don't see anything super imminent, as you can kind of tell over here on the daily. Again, the SEC has to drop the case. I'm kind of getting a sense, especially after, I don't know if you guys watched the crypto czar talk, but they're really, it seems like they're into Bitcoin and stable coins. The stable coins kind of cementing the dollar as the currency. And so I'm kind of, and I don't have any RLUSD. I'm not, I know that Ripple obviously released it, but I'm not sure how that's going. I'll have to check into that, but I'm kind of getting a sense that maybe Ripple will be the currency that the stable coin that we hold in a strategic Bitcoin, strategic crypto reserve or whatever. I'll have to see how that one's going. I'll have to look into that a little more. But just based on the price action, I mean, I think somebody showed it. Oh, that's beautiful, actually. Again, this is sloping up to 200 even against Bitcoin. So could it be a top? Of course, you have all these wicks in this area, but I like this that we turned it up. But somebody was saying, I think of the like top 100 cryptos, there's only 3 or 4 that are above the 2021 high, and that's obviously Bitcoin, Ripple. It's not even Solana, which I would think. I'm kind of drawing a blank here. I forget. It was one that I didn't even realize, but I mean, there was only 4 of them. It was like Leo. I don't even know what that one is, but anyway, so turning down today, but yeah, so Ripple's looking great. Long term, it's fine. All right, let's go to Stellar. So yeah, Stellar has this kind of descending action, which if we look back in 2017, this is exactly kind of what happened. It even fell below the 20-week moving average, which I don't expect that to have. I mean, this is actually a little bit brutal. It's almost that's a 90% correction within a bull market. So Stellar can definitely do something like that. I mean, we went lower than the 20-week, pop back up. But I'm thinking that it's something like this. And this kind of action took, if you want to call it from this, 20 weeks, you could say, from kind of the top. So if we have something like that, it looks like we're about halfway through, which makes sense. I think it could be a little shorter this time. I mean, this is a 60%. This would definitely be enough. I'd love to see it go higher. I'd love to see that be enough. I mean, it makes sense because of the wick. We'll see how next week. I would really love for us to close above this, 38 level and kind of turn up. I could see that happening because I could see it just being a shorter duration drawdown, and because 60% is a lot with the market cap that it's at versus back in this time period where this was kind of the beginning of the shitcoin revolution. But yeah, this is a beautiful pattern on a long time frame. I mean, this is a 7-year pattern. So that's why, first targets are $1, but I think it's going to go to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if we'll get to double digit Stellar, but I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think we will. I'll say less than 50% chance. Yeah, we'll just take a quick gander at the monthly. Yeah, you can see it a bit clearer. That's why I have this line here. So above 50 cents on a monthly close. I mean, this thing's blast off. And again, it goes with Ripple. And I love the order book for Stellar. Let's go take a look at those. So here's what's always kind of made me, if I'm getting kind of scared, I love seeing all this buying, which makes me think something's in the work. ADA also has this kind of action. Makes me think somebody knows something. So that's kind of what I like there. Let's look at XRP. XRP, all right. Yeah. So there you kind of have it. There's what the order book looks like for those. Let's check out the daily. Again, it would have been nice to see the close to hold the lows yesterday, which it did not do in XRP. Bitcoin was able to hold its lows, which I kind of like, off its lows. What if Monero was down yesterday, also below. So that would have been nice, but we're above the 200. Looks like we're squeezing into something here. Maybe late February now, I think. Sounds like a good consolidation into late February. Seems pretty likely to me. 4 hour. Yep. I mean, these have crossed. Now it's riding the 20 moving average down, but I expect that to break. But I don't expect us to break this 200 moving average anytime soon. So let's see. I think this is a wait and see time. I think, I don't see much. I mean, it'll have some swings, and maybe for the, day trader, there's some trades here, but I don't think there's anything to rush into. I think we'll probably go up, down, before breaking higher. That's my hope, my thought. I mean, against Bitcoin, it just kind of looks the same as Ripple, but not as good. It's kind of how it goes. So there we go. We'll look at the XLM versus Ripple chart. I'm interested to see, maybe because XLM kind of led Ripple in November. I would be interested to see if this bottom is a fake breakdown and goes higher, but I have a feeling maybe we retest, but it's going lower. I don't know. It's just, Ripple's just already above its kind of resistance zone in a way that it can just go break so much higher. Whereas Stellar, we're 50% almost off the highs. There's much more resistance in the 50-cent range. So yeah, I definitely think Ripple is stronger here out of the two. All right, let's go check out Litecoin. All right, here's the symmetrical triangle that Litecoin is in. I like that we touched the 20 moving average, coming off the lows. Definitely wanted to close above this, definitely above 100. Closing above 115 would be great. Would really show that we did break out, and that this was just a retest. So this is the triangle that I'm looking at. I have some targets in the $540, $800 range to start, and then the $1,000, which I do think we'll see $1,000 Litecoin, which is pretty crazy. And I think they're going to get the ETF. I'm thinking this time they might release like 3 ETFs at a time with Litecoin, Ripple, and Solana based on some polymarket things, and thinking that might be the play. If one's first, though, it sounds like Litecoin's happening first. But So that's kind of the narrative there. Weekly, I mean, again, also fell further than expected. Taking out these lows is not the greatest. Coming off the lows is great. We'll get this cross, it looks like, but we want the 200 to be sloping up, which it's not. But again, it would be nice to get some closes above the 115 before going higher. Have this ascending triangle, which, I mean, I don't want to move it too much, and I could, you could obviously adjust it, but until we get back inside of it, in a certain sense, it's a breakdown. Today's great so far, but I mean, it's still not to the bottom of the rebound that we had on Monday. So yeah, Litecoin's having a good day, but it needs to get back inside of here. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, again, how much do you stretch it? I mean, even if you stretch it to here, it doesn't, yesterday was a breakdown. So, I guess until proven otherwise, it was some sort of a breakdown. I mean, I even like kind of that action, and it, to retest it is normal. So let's see. Yesterday was an inside candle. Let's see if we can get above the 110 area and see what it does there. But until then, it really is a breakdown, unfortunately, on the daily. So let's check out the 4-hour. Yeah, so this is the kind of action I would like to see, though, of the ascending triangle. But again, it's kind of a pattern to kind of do something like this, come up to a level, not make new highs, and then roll over. So let's see. Let's keep an eye here. See if we can turn the 200 into support. Kind of just see there. And also against Bitcoin, it kind of looks like it had a breakdown. I think clearly broke down, and with it, breaking below the 200 day moving average. I mean, there's nothing you can do here to really think it, unless it's just a fake breakdown, fake out. So let's see. Let's get back in these triangles. Close back in these symmetrical and ascending triangles for Litecoin, and then we can kind of get a little bit more bullish here. But I mean, nice. We're above yesterday's high. Let's close above the 200 and get a few closes above the 200, and see what happens here. But yeah, for me, I mean, until proven otherwise, I mean, I have a bullish lean to Litecoin, but until it gets back in those triangles, it really can't trust it. Can't trust it yet. So yeah, getting some buying. Nothing too exciting. It's Bitcoin as well. So there we go. All right, let's go to ETH. ETH. So it looks like we're definitely riding this kind of trend line. It seems heavy on it. Just with all these touches, it makes sense to bounce. But this will be the trend line that eventually breaks down. But because the whole crypto market's up, I do think, and I kind of have a feeling that this month or next month will be the beginning of alt season. That it will kind of turn up again. I don't like to even really consider ETH until it's closing above the 20-week moving average. And now we're kind of forming this kind of double top, not necessarily head and shoulders, but it's just, I mean, the good thing though, I did see this though, is these are higher lows, technically. 2,100, what's this? 2,127. What was the low here? Oh, this 2,150. I mean, these are essentially the same, but they're technically higher. So that's interesting. But again, this looks a lot different than those other cryptos, giving up all the gains from Trump's election, not looking strong, and yeah, we were getting exciting here. Broke down well below the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average is going to start to roll over as well. So this is going to be much, and that's kind of what I'm expecting is maybe Monero and some of these other more stronger cryptocurrencies can catch a bid higher as ETH and the laggards kind of form some sort of bottoming pattern. That's kind of my hope. But yeah, I mean, this 20 looks like it's going to cross eventually because of how steep it is, and that could happen. We could kind of have some sort of price action where we're kind of falling and then we rise up into it and then fall down. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Now, again, with us already falling into February, I'm kind of expecting us to kind of rally into mid-February before falling again in late February and then going higher into March. That's kind of my thought here. But again, I got the bags packed and stuff, so I'm not looking to necessarily. I'm definitely not looking to trade this. I'd like to see much more clarity, much more clarity in the markets. And then against Bitcoin, it looks like absolute crap. Sure, we have this beautiful candle off the lows, but there's no sort of bottoming pattern. Again, we're making new lows almost weekly. Sure, eventually it's going to bounce and it's going to go, oh yeah, that was obvious, and maybe that was it. But this 20 week is just pointed exactly down. I just don't see the upside. Even if it does turn up, the upside seems limited to me. So I'm not worried about missing out too much on ETH. All right, let's check out the order book on ETH. The good thing, it's kind of crazy all that selling on ETH versus Bitcoin turned out to be correct, but getting some buying, you're not seeing the selling anymore. I just expect maybe it turns around here. I do think it will kind of, but it's just going to be a slow process that's kind of what I'm getting at. But here, somebody knew something. Look at all this selling against Bitcoin. That's not super common. If we kind of go back, to December, even months that it was underperforming, we didn't see that. So that was interesting here. At least we're not seeing it now. Kind of got a ascending triangle here, but we come back up to the 3, test the breakdown support, maybe go lower. Who knows? Not super interested. All right, Bitcoin monthly. Again, this chart is obviously up and to the right. This is we held just, January's lows. That's nice. Kind of went to the close. That's up. Weekly, again, we're just consolidating on the top. That's good. Pushing out the lows of the week. Daily. So yeah, the one thing about Bitcoin that most of the other cryptos didn't have is that dump day. It closed. We went higher than even the previous day. Almost had a bullish engulfing candle here. And then yesterday, I'm glad we did not close below the closing price of Sunday. So we have a little bit of space there. Solana also was the only other crypto that I saw that was able to close above that area. Here, you'd obviously love to see us close at least 50% up above yesterday's candle for us to get excited or bullish at all. Because the close down here indicates lower prices, which isn't a big deal. This is only the daily, but Yeah. Again, we did get above it, the 200 moving average. I expect some sort of a retest, rejection, retest, breakout. So we'll keep an eye there. We need Bitcoin to help us out, obviously, for most of the cryptos to kind of really go higher. All right, here's my thought on this Bitcoin dominance. I'm seeing a third consecutive sequential top here. The 9 indicates a topping, or can continue higher and show strength. But we have 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty interesting. And with the MRI resistance or the TD sequential resistance area hitting it pretty spot on. This is interesting to me, very interesting to me. Yeah, let's see if we turn over here in the coming weeks, coming month. But again, we need to break. So let's see if we can get below the 60% level and see if this thing turns over. But until then, it does have an upward trend, obviously. Let's check out ETH real quick, or the Bitcoin. Yeah, so on that big bounce, got sold off. Now we're just, and that's just what I expect us to do for the remainder of the month is to just kind of go sideways. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Peace. Let's go. Crypto. Let's go.